Oh, hi, everyone. Kerri,
Hi.
Kerri and HAlanScott / Sadie Pines here. Before we kick off today's show, we have to talk about our friends, the cast of Golden Girls, The Laughs Continue.
Oh, we
This
love them. We love them.
We love them. They've been on the podcast before. They do a live stage show. It's absolutely wonderful. And they're going to be touring again soon in Canada, but then in the US again. And they have a special treat for all of you today, which is very, very exciting. In celebration of National Cheesecake Day on July 30th, you can get 20% off tickets for select US dates with the code SWEET. SWEET for one day only on July 30th. You guys can get tickets at goldengirlstour.com/tickets. This is where Golden Girls, The Laughs Continue. We love them. It is a raunchy story. It's the Golden Girls in 2026. It's sexy. It's dirty.
It's drag. It's all of the things you want in a live Golden Girls show, honestly.
Everything. So July 30th, code word SWEET, goldengirlstour.com/tickets. Head on over, support them, support our Golden Girls community. And now let's get into the show.
We have a good one for you today.
Picture at Los Angeles 2026.
Oh, hi. Welcome to Out on the Lanai, the only Golden Girls podcast you're ever gonna need to listen to. I am HAlanScott / Sadie Pines.
I'm Kerri Doherty, and today we're doing another Golden Rewind, where we go back and rewatch episodes of The Golden Girls to offer new perspectives since we started breaking down these episodes way back in 2014. And it's time to buy a nectarine while getting arrested in Chattanooga, because we just rewatched Season 4, Episode 2, The Days and Nights of Sophia Petrillo.
Oh, what an episode. And there's a reason why we watched that episode today. But before we get into that reason, we should talk a little bit about what we're doing over on the Rusty Anchor Happy Hour this week, because it has me incensed.
I know. So, happening over on the Patreon this week, we actually have a very busy week on the Patreon. On the Rusty Anchor Happy Hour, our weekly bonus episode, we're talking about AI trends and Golden Girls, and some Golden Girls AI videos that have come out that are
Disturbing.
reckless and disturbing.
I mean, yeah, reckless, sure, but more disturbing. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, it gives me the ick.
There's a bit of an ick. But also, like, yay for celebrating, but ick.
Ick.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to fully judge. I don't want to be like, no, you shouldn't be doing the AI. I don't want to be like that. But, like, also, be cool. Don't be all uncool.
I know, like, what are you, posting the Great Herring War and saying it was improvised? Come on, people.
God, that was such a fun episode.
I know, that was such a great episode, guys. Go listen to our chat with Isabel O'Maro about the Great Herring War, because it was
so
amazing.
Yeah.
Also happening
Watch it on
Patreon.
YouTube. No, go to the YouTube. Go to the YouTube and subscribe and watch it, because, like, you know, the more subscribers we have there, the better. So, like, you know, go and like it and comment and everything. You can also do it on the Patreon as well, but that links to the YouTube. So, like,
absolutely,
you know how the internet works. But go subscribe to us there.
Also happening on the Patreon this upcoming Sunday, August 2nd at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be having another Golden Girls Live watch-along party over Zoom. We'll be watching Sick and Tired Part 2, and we're very, very excited. So if you are thinking about maybe joining the Patreon, now would be a great time to join in on this watch party. Even if you just subscribe for a month, or if you're like, F it, I want to pay for a whole year. The watch-along parties are monthly. They're so fun, and they start at the $8 a month tier, and we're so looking forward to it. And I can't wait to chat with everybody about this episode and Dr. Bud.
They are so much fun, and I was left on a cliffhanger last time, so I'm so eager to find out what happens. But Kerri, I need to talk with you. Now, if you follow me, obviously, but if any of you listening or watching don't or do, you saw that I posted both on the Out on the Lanai Instagram account, but also my account, and then, of course, this place did too, me holding Estelle Getty's purse, Sophia's purse from the Golden Girls. Now, little story. A couple weeks ago, I had around my birthday, actually. It was like the day before my birthday. I had texted Kerri and Alaska Thunderfuck, and Elliot Glazer in the GGVIP group. I just dropped a photo. I didn't even explain anything. I just dropped a photo, and it was me holding this purse, and I
Wearing
was like
white gloves,
wearing white gloves, and
which
I
tells
literally
me this is a real bag. This isn't like you're
yes.
not at a knockoff store.
Yeah, and I told them in the group, I was like, do not share. Not that I would ever worry about any of you sharing it, but I was like, do not share yet. But it was because Julian's Auctions here in Los Angeles, they of course are the fantastic auction house that we've talked about before with the Betty White estate sale that they did. And they do a lot of sort of celebrity and pop culture related auctions. Well, they invited me to their warehouse to do a video about an auction that they're having right now called Ladies of the 80s. And part of that auction includes Sophia's bag from the Golden Girls. So we did a few videos and stuff, and I'll put the video or the picture on screen of me holding the bag and stuff. But this bag, when I walked in, now I had known, Michael and I went in, my boyfriend Michael and I went in, and I had known a few things that were going to be there, right? But I didn't know the full things. And I want to give credit to my old friend Ben, who works at Julian's, who he also worked with the director of my film, Latter-day Jew. So that's how we all know each other. Anyway, I don't believe, I could be wrong, but I don't remember him telling me about the bag. I feel like I would have remembered that. And so it was a surprise when I saw the bag. And I freaked out. I freaked out in the way that only a person like me could freak out. I immediately was like, someone needs to be filming because I need to process this, and I feel like it's going to be good material. And so they filmed for a video that they did. You can go follow Julian's for all that content. But we filmed the reaction to the bag, and they let me hold the bag. Now, a little history on this bag. So Stell Getty did use this bag during the audition, and it was the bag that they essentially used throughout the run of the series. And you could tell. Now, I looked at this bag. I inspected this bag because I knew that I could not afford to buy this bag. I knew I would never again be able to hold this bag. So I spent time holding, inspecting, looking at this bag. And this bag, I want to say when I say it was used, I mean it in the most loving of way. It's in great quality, but you can also tell it was used over all the seasons, and then of course the Golden Palace of the Golden Girls and Golden Palace. And there were some of the little beads that they have on the handle, some of those were missing because it had been used over the years, and of course they came unstrung, and it's like whatever. And you open the bag, and inside it's actually in amazing condition. Like you look inside and there's no real like wear and tear of the inside. She probably didn't put very much in the bag over the years. It was probably just held because it was, even though it's wicker, it had like substance to it in terms of weight. Like it didn't feel heavy by any means, but for someone who was only 5 feet tall, not even, I think she was like 4'10", 4'11", like she was a tiny, tiny woman and elderly. I have a feeling if I felt a little bit of weight to it, Estelle Getty must have felt a little bit of weight to it. And the fact that I was holding a bag that Estelle Getty had used and purchased at a vintage shop to better her character, essentially, to better understand this woman and how she would walk and move. And if, anyone who carries a bag, I carry a bag everywhere, you move through the world a little bit differently with a bag. And so the character, she had that bag, she needed to feel that she was carrying that bag everywhere. And it became a part of not just Estelle Getty's performance as Sophia, but it became a part of like the iconography of the Golden Girls. It's so symbolic. I mean, a banana leaf and a wicker bag, like, and a slice of cheesecake, immediately what show we're talking about when you see those things. It was so amazing to hold this bag. And I feel like, Kerri, you probably have questions that fans would have about this bag. So I wanted to ask you if you have any thoughts percolating in your head about what this bag was like.
Well, my first thought is I'm so insanely jealous that you got to hold this bag, but also that you're right in so much as when you think about the most iconic prop ever used on the
Hmm.
Golden Girls, it was that handbag.
Yeah.
Obviously, cheesecakes, but there were different cheesecakes every week, different flavor, whatever. That handbag
Yeah.
was the most iconic prop on that show. People were definitely wondering if you did look inside the bag, which you said you did.
I did.
Could you
And
explain more
there's,
about what the inside of the bag looks
sure.
like? What was it lined with?
I have to say it wasn't that lined. It wasn't necessarily lined. It was the wicker with a little bit of the fabric lining that comes on from the inside. You know what I mean? It has a little bit of it, but like it mostly is just the wicker, and there's a coating on the bag, of course, that I think gives it its structure and shape and shine and all of that. But there was no real, if I remember correctly, and it's pretty much in my brain. There was no like real like solid lining to it that would have, stood. It wasn't like a Dior bag where you saw like that lining, because she did buy this at a vintage shop. It's not like this was like something that she saw or that opened up a lot.
Was there any kind of label on it indicating a designer or where the bag might have been made?
So inside the actual bag, it really was like if there was a lining, because the lining, I wouldn't necessarily say there's no label that I remember. There might have been a label. There's an inside zipper. So there is kind of like it's like a lining, but it's also like the outside of the bag, like a little bit of it comes out, when you open the bag, how like, I don't know how to describe bags, but like when the bag is shut, it essentially has sort of like a fabric that's holding the contents of whatever you
Hmm.
put in the bag. And then within that fabric lining, if you will, there's a zipper part. And there might be a label in that zipper part, but I don't remember seeing anything special in that. And then like the actual lining, it really doesn't even feel like lining. It feels like a bag in a bag in a lot of ways. Like it feels like
Wow.
the fabric is its own little bag within this wicker bag that then opens up like that?
Hmm. Did you open the
Yeah.
zipper at all?
Well, yeah, the zipper was open for me and there was nothing
Ooh.
in it. I will say, like, when you look in, you see, like, because it has little gold hardware to it, and around that gold hardware are those sort of like beads. I don't know how to describe them. They're like little, just sort of beads. And the gold hardware is sort of not tarnished, but like there's like use to it. Like it's not so gold anymore. Like it's a little bit,
Sure.
you can tell I mean, it's obviously potentially, I mean, if she bought it in, or if they bought it in like the early 80s, it could be even older than that.
Wow.
Yeah, it could have been even more it could have been vintage when it was purchased, which is crazy to even think about. And this bag, I mean, it like I was so taken by like the beads being missing on the
Hmm.
actual handle, and it made me wonder, like, for Estelle Getty, who we know all of the things about her struggle with lines and all the things. I have to imagine that one of the reasons why, or one of the things that she probably did with her character, was to use this prop as sort of a means of staying in character. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like she kind of, I mean, she really held on to this bag for the I guess framing of her performance in a lot of ways.
Yeah, the fact that there are some beads missing,
Yeah.
yeah, it goes to show how much wear and tear the bag took over the 7 seasons of the show and then the
I
1 season of the Golden Palace. And then if she ever used it on Empty Nest, you
Oh
know?
yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah. And like the whole process, I remember being so terrified of, like, there's a little notch that you turn to like open the top of the bag, you know what I mean? And I am notorious for breaking things. I break things. It's a reality of my life. I just do. And so I almost wanted to be like, someone else open it, please. Someone else just open it, so I don't want to be at, fault for thousands of dollars of damage. I didn't break it. But it was, I mean, when I tell you, it was like, there's that movie, The Librarians, with Noah Wiley. It's like a weird TV movie or something, and they like go back in time or something. I don't really know, but it's like
I'm
whatever.
unfamiliar.
Yeah, but there is that. I kind of felt that holding this bag. I felt like I had this odd connection to Estelle Getty and to the girls, because this bag is so special to the Golden Girls world and to Golden Girls fans like us. And the fact that I got to hold it and have that sort of weird connection to Estelle Getty and this estate, and the fact that I hope, because we know how much Estelle Getty loved a gay dude and loved the gay community. I hope my giddiness in that moment somehow got to Estelle Getty and being like, you're still making us happy. Like, you're still, like, this is still such a special experience. And you are still, for us gays, our favorite. Like, you are, like, you are just up there being amazing. And it was such a special experience holding that bag. And whoever gets it, because when I was talking to Ben at Julian's about it, they initially, I think, set the estimate for what it would go for to be around 10 to 15,000. And last I looked, it was like at 40,000. And
that doesn't surprise me. It was the same thing with the Betty White auction. We were like, there were things that went well above the estimated price.
And there's still so much time to go for this auction as of this recording. So like, I don't know where it's going to end. And I hope somebody listening to this podcast is the one bidding on it, and I know one of them. And if you get it, I will book a ticket to wherever you live, and I will be respectful, but I will hold that bag again. And Kerri, maybe you can come with me.
I'd love to come with you this time. I love Michael, but I wish I had gone.
I know. Trust me. I know. But I will. Well, I'll tell you something offline. But yes, no. Yeah, it was.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I'll tell you something offline because it's a fun one. But nothing shocking, or I'm not teasing anything that you can't hear. Go to the Rusty Anchor Happy Hour and I'll tell you all that. But no, it was quite an experience, and I feel really fortunate that I was able to hold that bag, but also to be able to share what that bag was like for everybody. There were other items too. I mean, like there was the scripts that Blanche or Rue McClanahan doodled in and she drew on and stuff. They had that they were auctioning off. There was a Golden Girls director's chair with like the nameplate on it that they're auctioning off. They had a gift that like a season 4 wrap gift or something that they were auctioning off. It's all in the Julian's catalog, so there's a lot of stuff. But I mean, yeah, I was able to look through the scripts and see the notes, and it's just so special to be able to see that and see how much work went into each of these episodes, and how much care they took for these props. Even now, like this prop could have been lost and pushed somewhere aside and like in some sort of vault somewhere. No, it definitely has like stood the test of time.
Incredible. What a wonderful experience. Thank you for sharing it with all of us.
Yeah. So why we're watching today's episode is because we had to watch a Sophia-focused episode. And if anything, this episode that we're watching today, it feels almost like a special episode for Estelle Getty. Because I feel like, and there's even one particular moment in this episode where she's in a hospital that feels like it was so important and special to the actor Estelle Getty to do something in this realm. But just in general, this feels like a very special episode for Estelle Getty, and so that's why we're doing it today.
Yeah, I'm very excited to talk about it. Should we take a little break and then come back and dive in?
Let's dive in, baby.
So, I'd always wondered about the title of this episode, The Days and Nights of Sophia Petrillo. And when I was Googling this episode to find the IMDb page, what popped up was The Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, it was a drama or sitcom, I forget. It was like a show.
A comedy drama, so both.
Okay. Yeah.
It was on NBC from May 1987 to June 1988, and then on Lifetime again.
We love a Lifetime. We love a Lifetime. Intimate Portrait.
We love a Lifetime. So yeah, so that's where the episode title came from.
Wait, but what was the connection to that show though? I don't know anything about that show other than it was a show.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes they would just come up with titles based on other things. They didn't always make sense. Like we talked to Stan Zimmerman about like Ebb Tide and Ebb Tide's Revenge, the Wrath of it was
Yeah.
he was like it was just we just were trying to come up with a name for the episode.
Well, I mean, I just looked it up. That show aired from 1987 to 1991, so it would have been right in the square point of the fourth season. This is the second episode of the fourth season, so I guess it could have been just like trying to get some, I don't know, attention for this other show.
Or maybe they just didn't put a ton of thought into episode titles back then because
they didn't think anyone like us would be like so dumb looking at it all the time.
Yeah, you know, because I feel like they would only appear in like a TV guide. I do love that they gave Sophia her own episode. I'm trying to remember, like, did the Golden Girls ever do another episode with a storyline that just followed one of the women like this, like for the majority of the episode?
Well, I mean, there's the Alzheimer's episode with Sophia. That was kind of a one-person episode, sort of. Sick and Tired is also well, no, it's not really one person.
Like I'm thinking when like Rose meets her dad in the hospital, but she definitely like I feel like a lot of
the women a lot.
Yeah, she interacts with the other women. Like this was one where Estelle Getty, like for that week, she was kind of on an island. She was on these swing sets with all these guest stars just working. And the other
so
three
many
women,
guest stars. So many guest stars with lines.
Mm-hmm.
So much money in this episode, which is crazy because like if you think about like, you know, at this point in the series, we're now at the beginning of season 4. Each one of the women have won Emmys. They have just recently won their Emmys, all of them. So like it was Betty White first for the first season, then Rue McClanahan, and then in the same year it was B. Arthur and Estelle Getty. And so the Emmys, I'm guessing, if this episode aired in September, then they had probably won their Emmys at late August. At that point is usually when the Emmys were on, late August, early September. So they were fresh off of winning that Emmy and then going into this shooting of this episode or airing of this episode. So yeah, really.
I mean, maybe the network gave them a little bit of a budget bump because they were an Emmy-winning show.
And because they were doing so well.
Because they built 3 swing sets. They had the grocery store, the boardwalk, and the hospital. Yeah. That's not cheap. All those extras, they aren't cheap.
And one's a kid. That's even more money, I bet.
A kid? Nah.
Well, because you have to have like you have to pay an adult to watch the kid, and then you have to have like whatever it is. Like there's
depending on how many hours he worked, he may have needed to have like a tutor for schooling, but I don't know that he worked that long.
Okay.
Maybe he may have. Yeah. Let's find him and see if he remembers.
Yeah.
I was also thinking the other women, what an easy week for them. They literally spent the entire episode in their pajamas, and they were either sitting at the table or sitting on the couch.
But you know what's interesting? Because we don't watch this episode a lot in our rewatches. Like it doesn't come up all that often. I don't know why, because it's such a great episode. And I feel like I always say this every single time we don't watch an episode for a while, but I'm always like the lines, the iconic lines that come. But I think there are just iconic lines in every episode. Like that's what I'm coming to understand, is that like it's always a surprise that, oh my God, that line's from this episode. But no, every episode has one of those lines.
Yeah, we do always say that. We always say, oh yeah, I rarely watch this episode, but I forgot that one line is from it.
Literally.
Yeah, we have a very funny Dorothy line later in the episode. One thing I wanted to talk about up top, it is wild how much shit talking the women are doing behind Sophia's back after she leaves in the rain to buy a nectarine.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but okay, yes, I agree. Yes, that said, a past guest of this podcast and best friend, Naomi Smalls, she once asked me, because every friend shit talks. I swear, you don't love someone if you don't talk shit about them. Like honestly, I believe that. And she asked once, she was like, do you always shit talk? I was like, it's always a thing. I'm like, yes, that's what we do. That's just what we do. You just kind of shit talk to get it out, so it doesn't like get it into the who doesn't need to know it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what like when you have a safe space to shit talk, and they needed to shit talk.
I've never shit talked you.
Oh, yes, you have. Come on.
I have not.
Not even once. Not even once to stand.
No.
You've never been annoyed. You've never been frustrated. You've never been angry. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Truthfully, not that I can recall. No,
you have. I feel like we've gotten into fights to each other.
It's been a long time. The last time you and I got into a fight was like 10 years ago.
Sure, but still.
Well, so specifically, there's a line that Rose says. She's like, it's a shame Sophia has nothing constructive to do anymore. Like, this woman is in her 80s. To the best of their knowledge, she has gotten out of bed to go out in the rain to run an errand that involves light cardio and executive function. Like, that should be a win in their book. They are acting as if this woman is spending all day withering in bed like an old person from Willy Wonka while her muscles atrophy and her brain turns to mush. Like, that is how they are behaving. No, she's in her 80s.
No,
she's going to the market. Let that be her daily activity.
But I mean, also too, there has to be a little bit of conjecture here, because like, we need to hear Rose and the women say these things so that we can be so impressed by this secret world that, frankly, the show doesn't even show all that much. Like, a lot of times we just don't know what Sophia does, and in her passings or her bowling with friends or whatever she's doing, like, we don't know the activities. So like, in this episode, we're getting a little glimpse into that, and we're seeing that this woman is actually very active, very alive, very out there, very involved in her work. And it's kind of great to see. But also, she probably likes that they underestimate her.
I'm sure she loves proving them wrong. But
well, no, she doesn't even need to prove them wrong. That's the thing. Because literally at the end of this episode, she perpetuates the idea that she's done nothing. You know, I went out and got a nectarine. Like, literally.
Well, and that's the other thing. I'm sorry. I am going to shit talk these women. They shit talk Sophia. I'm going to shit talk them. May they rest in peace. Just the characters, though. But they are so concerned about Sophia and her well-being, yet they are not concerned when it is now nighttime and she hasn't returned from the market. They're not like, where's Ma? Should we go out looking for her? Yeah, so, like, I'm sorry.
Literally, I'm gone for like an hour and Michael's like, are you okay?
Like, I know they don't have each other's locations, but there are things that they could be doing. Call Gladys Goldfine. See if she's seen Sophia. Put out an APB.
Hell, call Frida. You know she's staring with a pair of binoculars.
Yeah, she's not. Is she dead at this point?
Oh, I don't know. No, she's not dead yet. She's not dead yet, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but moving on, I do love that Blanche got arrested for greasing her hands once at a party in Chattanooga, and also for driving shirtless.
Driving shirtless. It reminded me, as soon as she said it, of Kristen Wiig in Bridesmaids when she's trying to get the attention of the police officer, and she takes off her top and she's just like holding her boobs and she drives by. Such a good moment.
Oh, that's funny. I forget that scene. I in college though dated a guy from Chattanooga, and I kid you not, he drove a monster truck.
He drove a monster truck?
He was like 5 feet tall. And he drove, I'm not kidding. He drove a monster truck that had like giant wheels that surely were illegal. He could never park it anywhere. You had to like climb a ladder to get up into it.
Wow. He was 5 feet tall. You dated a man who was 5 feet tall?
He was very small. I think he might have been a little bit shorter than me.
Wow. But someone was shorter than you?
No, Stan is not a tall man.
Well, yeah, but he's not shorter than you.
No, he's not shorter than me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love Blanche. Are you allowed to go back to Chattanooga? Are you kidding? The sheriff still writes.
I mean, of course he does. Chattanooga actually holds a special place for me, too, because my high school principal, Franklin McCauley, love him so much. He is from Chattanooga. And in fact, in Chattanooga, they have McCauley High School or something. It's like a private school or something. And it's that family. It's the Franklin McCauley family. And
The
so
Franklin Macaulay Culkin family?
Yes, exactly. No, so I know Chattanooga sort of well because of that.
How lovely. I love that you
Yeah.
love your principal.
I loved him so much. He was this cool. What was so cool about him, I'm going to share this because this is totally off topic, but it's important to say. This man, Southern man, older man, he had been principal of my high school for like 20 plus years. And when like a lot of sort of LGBTQ stuff and Matthew Shepard was murdered and like all these things were going on, he like in conservative Kirkwood, Missouri, like small town, suburb of St. Louis. So it was not okay to be out there praising the gays. He was like out here. He sponsored like the Gay Straight Alliance or whatever it's called. Like he was out here as this older Southern man being like, this is wrong. We need to talk about it. I distinctly remember after Matthew Shepard dying, him bringing it up at a school assembly. And it was just like, it stays with me to this day. That man is amazing.
Wow.
Franklin Macaulay.
Wow. We thank you
so much.
I want to get to a scene I want to play at the grocery store when Sophie is sassing the employee when she's trying to help Happy Gilmore's grandma return a fatty lamb chop. Can we play that scene?
Yes, we can.
Are you willing to sign an affidavit to that effect?
What?
An affidavit. It's standard in any NOPRL investigation.
NOPRL?
The NOPRL, Network of Older People Retired But Living. Sophia Petrillo, past president and legal counsel. This store's in big trouble, mister. I got a better case than Valerie Harper.
Excuse me, ladies, pardon me. Is there a problem here?
Only if you consider a class action suit and a boycott by OREP a problem.
I thought it was NOPRL.
This is too big for NOPRL. This is all the way up to OREP.
OREP?
Organization of Retired and Elderly People. Sophia Petrillo, Executive Director and leader of the 87 March on Neiman Marcus.
Okay, I don't feel like we live in a capitalist world anymore. We do, but a capitalist type world where you can like bargain with people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like everything is just like the kid at Target's like, that's just how much it is. I don't
Take
know
it
what
or leave
you want
it.
me to do. Yeah, yep. Exactly. But like, are you a bargainer?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Same.
Yes. I can't tell you. I mean, I think I bragged to you, it may be on this podcast or definitely on the Rusty Anchor Happy Hour, that I got like a $3,500 sofa for $100 because the woman needed it out of her house that day.
Yeah.
I love Facebook Marketplace. My favorite place when we go visit Stan's grandparents, they have a thrift store at a church on the island, and everything is either like $1 or $3 or $5 at the most. And I've gotten so many clothes there.
Wow.
I'm obsessed. What about you?
Michael and I have the same, I think, approach to and he bargains more than me because he goes to the fashion district here in Los Angeles a lot. So he's having to deal with fabric people, and there's a lot of like, I'll pay that, but I won't pay that, all these things. And he and I
guess I don't haggle though. I don't haggle. I'm not good at that. That's what you're talking about, huh?
Yeah, that's what Sophia did. She basically like haggled the man into a 25-cent nectarine. And I had to pull this thing where someone will tell me a price and I'll be like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then they won't go down and they'll be like, that's it. And I'm like, okay, talk to you later. And I start walking away.
Yeah.
And as I walk away, they're like, okay.
Ooh.
Come on back. And that's usually how I handle my negotiations is I act like I don't need it. I walk away and then they're like, okay, fine. And then they come down and I'm like, and they'll throw a number at me and I'll be like, well, how about this? And then they'll try to fight it and I'll be like, okay, I'll walk away. And literally it's just walking away and it works for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
When I get something on Facebook Marketplace, like I'll ask somebody, hey, would you take this much? For some reason in person, if I'm somewhere, I like can't do it to someone's face.
I can.
Because
I can.
It's too much for me. It's too much for me.
I can do anything to anyone's face. I literally, Elliot was texting me something about, I'm not going to say the details, but like he was texting me something and I was like, do you need me to get involved? Like I literally was like, I will handle this. I will take care of this person. I have no problem doing that. And I'm that friend in those situations where like I'm not afraid to confront someone of something in a respectful, I won't fight. I'm not a fighter, but I
Sure,
will.
of course.
But you will know that I mean business.
Yeah. Okay. I believe
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So, two things I want to say about this clip that we just watched. One is I only noticed it listening to it just now when we played it. It sounds like Estelle Getty is losing her voice.
Oh, interesting.
Did you notice that?
No, I don't. I know what you mean. I feel like she has.
Like it sounds strained. Like she's been talking a lot, obviously.
I think it is very much a New York quality. She's obviously from New York. And there is this, I hear it in like Judy Gold when she starts yelling and stuff, where there's this like high pitchedness that happens in the back and the forth that sounds like you're losing your voice, but it really is just like the raspy New Yorker reaching a crescendo in their fighting.
Okay, it could be just that.
Yeah, to a point.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's fun. Wait, we should take a break. We should take a
Sure.
break. We should take a break because there's lots more things to say, and we have an emotional next segment of this podcast. It's emotional. We'll be right back.
The other thing about that scene is when Sophia says, I got a better case than Valerie Harper.
Yeah.
She's referencing Valerie Harper from the Hogan family, which
Got
I
fired.
used to love that show. Yeah, she got fired.
Because it was originally, it wasn't called Hogan's Family. It was called Valerie's Place or something. Let me find out exactly what it was called. But it was Valerie something.
Okay, well, so in 1987, NBC, they fired her claiming that she was difficult to work with. She claims they fired her without reason. The case went on for over a year, and she eventually won in 1988.
Yeah, it was like a thing. It was originally called Valerie. No, it was called Valerie or Valerie's Family, the Hogans. And it was Valerie, I think, until like 1988, and then after she got fired, it became the Hogan Family, and that's when Sandy Duncan came in. And literally, that show gave us Jason Bateman. So like, there's definitely, it has its place in TV history. I loved that show, but yeah, Valerie Harper. That kind of ruined her career for a bit.
Sure. Yeah, then you get blacklisted because like, oh, you'll sue, when in reality she was probably just sticking up for herself.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I only knew it as the Hogan Family, so I must have only started watching after Sandy Duncan joined.
I think in reruns, because they definitely show Valerie Harper's episodes when it was in reruns, and I watched it, I remember, and I think it was always called the Hogan Family, but it was at the same time as like same production company and everything. It was Telepictures, so like it was like Alf was on it. Like they had big shows in this period in the 80s. Like they were pushing things.
A little
It's
bit
a Living.
later. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
When Blanche tells the story about dating the guy with big ears.
I'm obsessed, and I needed to ask this. Wait, we have that clip, don't we?
We have the clip.
Yes.
Do you want to play it before we talk about it?
Yeah, let's play that clip.
Okay.
Let's play that clip.
By the way, did you girls know that the size of a man's ears is directly proportionate to the size of his other bodily organs?
He had a big floppy pancreas.
Okay, so I can't believe we've never like gone into this in this episode about like I don't think we've ever like examined my ear. Now, does she? And if you're watching this on YouTube or Patreon, you're welcome. But does she mean like like going around? Like, what do you think she means around the ear?
I mean, clearly in the way that she's describing it, she's describing Dumbo. So there's no way that his ears are actually flopping around as he's running.
No,
I
but
assume...
I understand but is she saying that like the size of a man's ears is the size of his dick? That's what she's saying.
Yes.
So does she mean like from top to bottom, like lobe to the top? Or does she mean like starting at where the ear starts and going around the ear down to the lobe?
I imagine everything was just very long. Like he probably had very long earlobes And yeah, maybe they just kind of stuck out.
Because, like, if she means the length of the earlobe, at least on me, that's not wrong. Like,
I think what
like
she
if we're
was
talking
just,
about a soft situation, I mean, it's like, it like going around, it's like not far. If we're talking about another situation, then it's vastly wrong.
I think what she means is a man with larger than average ears also has a larger than average penis. I don't know that she's necessarily saying that the size of his ears are also the size of his penis, right?
I don't believe that to be true, at least in my experience. Is it true with Stan? Is it true with Stan?
I don't know. I don't look at his ears.
Well, you know his ears. Ask him.
Okay. All right. Sure. I'll get right on that. Right
Thank
on
you.
top of that, Rose.
Thank you.
One thing I love about this scene and this joke is the women play off of the audience brilliantly. The laughter and then the editing cuts between the women. Like you can tell, like when they were taping that, they were like, "We nailed this. This is perfect."
Yeah,
like
because it hinges so much. What I love about this scene in particular is, we have of course, there are a lot of these moments on the Golden Girls, but like this back and forth of Rose, Blanche, and Dorothy talking about sex. It's like this volley game of great actors with great material bouncing off each other, listening to the audience, having that sort of that unique ability of a sitcom actor, of these people at their level doing this kind of quite literal audible dance that they have to do, knowing that like Betty White knows that she can't wait too long to give her response because the audience will lose that laugh. She knows she's holding that laugh. And then B. Arthur knows it's her response. It's that check. Are you allowed to go back to Chattanooga line or whatever it is, that she knows that that's the button, that's going to get the biggest laugh. And and Rue McClanahan knows it's in her response that's going to like really knock it out of the park. And it's just so fun to watch.
It's fun to watch. It is fun to watch that scene play out. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I love when Blanche says for the rest of the day, and she's so giddy when she says this, she wants to rent an adult video, drink mimosas, and French kiss the pillows. I would have loved to have seen this. Can you imagine? We're following Sophia getting home, and it's just the women watching porn, and there are like empty champagne flutes everywhere, and they're each just French kissing a pillow off of the wicker sofa. I would have loved to have seen that.
I would love it so much. Oh my God. Oh God. The fact that she wants to rent dirty pictures.
Yes.
So good.
The women on the boardwalk who are playing the band.
And you know what I noticed in this dance? You know what I noticed in this moment? And Michael will, he just walked out and he'll be angry at me for saying this, but when Sophia is conducting the band, it reminds me a lot of the dance that Michael does. Now we're recording and he won't do it because he won't go on camera, but the dance, the way she starts conducting is literally how Michael dances.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yes. And he's walking around like the whatever.
When they angle on the drummer, the woman drumming, she is having such a fan-fucking-tastic time.
And I think in the last recording, we discovered that these women were like they're actual musicians, like they're actual people.
Oh yeah, they were actually playing those instruments. If I were in Miami and I walked by and I saw all those older women sitting out in the hot sun, playing some horns, playing the drums, I would just empty my wallet. I would give them my credit cards, especially knowing that they're donating all of that money to a clinic.
Yes, so good, so sweet, so great.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And then when Sophia eventually gets to the hospital where she shows up to be a Sunshine Lady volunteer. I like to imagine that Sunshine Lady is what you become after you're a Sunshine Cadet. You like graduate. Like these days, that's what Daisy would be. She'd be a Sunshine Lady.
In this scene, Sophia does something that is at one point very irresponsible and at another point very sweet. Like she really runs the gamut of worker in this moment.
Are you talking about when she gives Lillian all the flowers?
When she gives Lillian, Sophia has one job and she has fully screwed it up at the start of her shift. Like fully, just because she doesn't want to deliver the flowers, she just does a very irresponsible thing, but then immediately redeems herself with this little boy. And you had texted me something with this little boy that I'm surprised. I feel like we talked about it on the podcast that you didn't realize this connection.
We possibly could. At first, I want to say the thing that she does with Lillian by giving her the flowers, I actually think that is something very sweet because yes, she is doing something selfish, but also this woman is like every day she asks if there are flowers for her, and Sophia's always like, no, and then she's like, oh yeah, here you go. She makes the ladies' day. So I mean, I'm sure all the cards say like to Carl or whatever. But yes, I did text you about the boy because
you literally. I want to read the text because you literally were like out of nowhere, and it was sort of. I was sort of surprised that you had even sent it. You were like, wait, is this about Ryan White?
Yeah, I said, is this little boy? I said, did he get HIV from a blood transfusion? Is that what they're implying?
So Ryan White, for anyone listening, was a young boy in the 1980s who contracted HIV and then was later diagnosed with AIDS through a blood transfusion. And he had because he was a hemophiliac. Yes, and he had a very public battle with his school not wanting him to come to school because of his diagnosis. And so his mom, being the amazing woman that she is to this day, I believe she's still alive, she fought for him and fought for so many people who were living with AIDS at that point in the 1980s when there wasn't, at that point we didn't even, actually when he was diagnosed, we didn't even know what HIV was. He was diagnosed, I believe, in 1984. And HIV wasn't essentially discovered until 1987. And so he didn't even know, they didn't know a lot about the disease at that point. And so, yeah, they did, but they didn't know, the public didn't know. And so, really interesting. If you go, there's a great TV movie about Ryan White.
Yes.
It's dated, I think
so... Lucas Haas plays Ryan White, I believe, and Ryan White's in it. He plays a patient in the elevator.
Yeah,
I did I know we've talked about it on the podcast before. I did a book report on Ryan White when I was a kid, and his story broke my heart, and I fell in love with it, and I was so excited when that movie came out. Yeah, but I love that there's this little nod, and they never mention HIV in the scene between Sophia and the little boy, but the little boy does basically say there's no cure, and then Sophia's like, well, you got to keep living, you got to keep whatever, you got to eat, you got to all the things, have hope, you
got to have hope and all the things, and just knowing what we know from the stories we know about who Estelle Getty was in terms of the Shabbat dinners that she would have with so many gay men and that she loved and that loved her in West Hollywood, near her condo, that she owned a condo in West Hollywood, and how much love she received from the community, particularly because of what made her famous before the Golden Girls, which was Torch Song Trilogy, a story about an openly gay man wanting a family and a child and a life. And so she has a very sweet spot in the gay community, and I'm sure this storyline meant a lot to her and to a lot of other people in her life.
Yeah. It was a very bittersweet moment between the two of them. I did at this point in the episode, I made a bullet pointed list of what the other women have done so far. So this is what they've done on this rainy day: eat cookies and drink coffee, eat pizza that they had delivered, bake a cake, watch Jeopardy.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like a fantastic day. And who can't relate to this? I have a closet over there that quite literally for months I have been saying, I need to clean this out. I have items from my dead cat that I still have not cleaned out and gotten rid of. Literally, sometimes you get lazy.
I mean, look, I love a lazy rainy day. I love on a rainy day, I'll do a crock pot meal. I used to light a fire in the fireplace, play some video games, movies. Now that I have children, those days are long gone. Maybe I can
Are
enjoy
they?
those types. Yeah. Yeah.
Fully
Yeah.
though? Like fully. Like you
Fully. I love my children more than anything in the world. But the thing about having kids is you give up autonomy and life, and there is no like, oh, I can just do whatever I want all day and just whatever. Like,
Yeah, well, no, I get that
couldn't.
all day thing. I mean, listen, I don't want kids, so I don't envy that. But play a video game.
Can I show you? I was maybe going to say this for Roasting or Happy Hour, but I'm going to just show everybody.
Yeah.
My child drew a picture for me today, little Oreo. I'm going to hold it up here.
Yeah, I'll describe it. It says it has a large pink item on it, and it just says, I love butt.
I love butt. And then that's a drawing of her pointing to her butt. And then it says butt again down the side.
You know, I've never related to a drawing more than I do in this moment. I love butt.
I love butt.
I love butt. Singular butt.
I love her. I love butt.
I love a singular butt.
I love her. I love she can spell. She works so hard on her handwriting. I love my children.
Did she do that at school? Did she do that at school?
No, she did it at home.
Does she know that she could get in I don't know if she would, but would she get in trouble for writing I love butt at school?
Only one way to find out.
Hey!
She starts kindergarten in a couple weeks. So
I can't wait. I can't wait.
So yeah, the women are just being lazy. Again, it's insane that by the time Sophia returns home, it's dark outside, and again, none of them have gone out looking for her. And then I do love the sweetness of the end where she's like, "What'd you do, Ma?" She's like, "What did I do today? What I do every day? I bought a nectarine."
I love it. I love it. So,
Yeah.
because she's also like, I don't need to share this part of my life with y'all. This is me, and I love that. And I love that we got to see it. Estelle Getty, you are amazing. I bought this fan in Mexico in honor of Estelle Getty because of the wicker. I just love it.
Fun.
It's like wicker. Yeah, I saw it and I got it. I love Estelle Getty, and I'm so glad that I got to hold that bag. And if you have, since it's at 40,000 now as of this recording, if you have like, I don't know, $60,000 and you want, I'll send you pictures of my feet for life if you just let me have the bag.
I don't know how much of a trade that is. I thought you were just going to say like, if you let me hold it.
No, I have great feet, Kerri.
Okay. You should have a Wiki Feet page.
I know I should. I just don't. I don't show my feet enough because you have to pay for it.
Well, that's why you should have a Wiki Feet, because then people will pay you for it.
I don't give it away for free. No, you got to earn it. You got to know that it's great, and then you got to get that money.
That's why you should have a Wiki Feet.
No!
That's how you get money. All right, let's take a break and come back with our golden takeaways.
Okay, we'll be right back. Bye. And we are back with our golden takeaways, which is a nugget of truth or inspiration that you can apply to your life or the lives of our listeners. Kerri, what's your golden takeaway from this episode?
It's just very simple. I think as we get older, it's important to keep our minds and our bodies active in whatever way we can.
That's so sweet. That's true. I should do more of that. I don't. But my golden takeaway, no, stick with me here, because this isn't quite directly related, but it's related. So nectarine, I can't say I love a nectarine. I can't even like bring to mind what a nectarine tastes like. I don't know why, but it's a citrus. It's citrus, right? And so
No, I don't think so.
What is it? What is a nectarine? I don't even know what a nectarine is.
I think it's like a stone fruit.
Oh, is it? I don't. Who needs it? So but it makes me.
Have you never had a nectarine?
I don't think I have. I don't believe I have.
Have you ever had a peach?
I've had a peach.
It's kind of like a peach, except it's a little bit harder on the outside. Peaches
tend to be sweeter. Is it sweeter than a peach?
No, I'd say their sweetness is about the same.
Well, because we're talking about fruit, I'd like to tell you about my recent concoction of Crystal Light. I have created, I think, what is the best drink in the history of drinks. It is, I take a Stanley cup, a very large Stanley cup. You can hear it shaking. And I pour an entire thing of a fruit-flavored, this one's pomegranate, a fruit-flavored LaCroix. And I put all of it in. And then I fill the rest of the drink up with water. And then I take two packets, one just peach mango, one peach mango green tea. And I
This
put
is
them
Crystal
both
Light?
in with, Crystal Light. And then I shake it up. And you have yourself a delicious, carbonated, slightly caffeinated beverage.
I told you, you talked about this in the Roast Anchor Happy Hour. You're turning into a water talker, a TikTok water person.
Yeah, Elliot and I have started recording episodes of our new podcast, Soft Serve, which we announced here, so I can say it. And maybe I just announced it on the Rusty Anchor, so maybe I'm soft launching it without I shouldn't be, but whatever. And I just walked in naturally because this is always on me, this Stanley Cup. And Elliot was like, "Why do you have that big of a Stanley Cup?" And it was like, "Let me live."
Okay. All right. Well, that was a good golden takeaway.
Right? I think so. It's related.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of
Yeah.
related. Well, thank you all so much for listening. You can catch us back here next week for more Golden Girls greatness. Remember, you can check us out over on patreon.com/Golden Girls Podcast. We are doing a live watch along party this upcoming weekend. You get tons of bonus content. It's a great way to support the podcast. It's as little as $5 a month. And we'd really appreciate any support you guys can give. And for those of you who are part of the GG VIP Club, we thank you so much.
And you can, of course, support Mom Moguls of Media, our lovely, lovely network. You just go support Mommy Plus. You can also follow us on social media at Golden Girls Pod on Twitter, out on the Lanai Official on Instagram, Golden Girls Pod on Facebook, and I'm HAlanScott / Sadie Pines on everything.
And if you want to do something else nice for the podcast, you can leave us a rating and review wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah. And remember,
As always,
oh my God, stay golden.
stay golden.
Stay golden. And remember, it's Wicker.
Out on the Lanai is not endorsed by Whit Thomas Harris Productions, Touchstone Television, Disney, or any of its subsidiaries. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only.
All names, pictures, audio, and video clips of the Golden Girls are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and/or copyright holders.